right, good morning and aloha, friends. It's Brian Gossett. I'm here with Nolan Ruth. We're with GM Sports Media, and this is a special game time with the Goss UIL Realignment Edition. Yes, it's been 2 years, and it's a new realignment across the state. And shortly here, in a couple of minutes, 9 a.m., the UIL will officially release new districts for, at least for football and volleyball, for the 2026 and 2027 seasons. Before they officially release it, Nolan and I just kind of preview some of the teams we're looking out for and where they're going to land. Nolan, the obvious one is Alito. 12-time state champs. They're going up to 6A for the first time. You're an Alito grad. You're Parker County godfather. Just talk about the feeling from the community. It sounds like they were ready to play 6A football.
Yeah, they're ready for it, and they were expecting to go up to 6A when realignment happened 2 years ago. So they knew this was coming when the cutoff numbers came out in December, and the snapshot day was on Halloween night. We kind of knew it was coming, so now this is just finally coming to fruition. Now we finally got it. So the key for them is where they go, because they can easily go out west with Odessa Permian and Odessa High and Midland Lee. So that's going to be the key thing for Alito. Do they go west or do they stay in the West Metroplex? That's what Robbie Jones is going to be looking for as soon as realignment is released in the next 13 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that at least hook up with Weatherford, Parker County neighbor. Of course, Granbury was in their district. They're also moving up to 6A. So you figure those three are going to be lumped together somewhere. Like you mentioned, either the Crowley ISD district, it's currently 3-6A. But there's still a chance. But that's a 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive. It just doesn't make much sense.
4.5,
yeah.
most likely. So.
And the key, we talked about this, the key is this isn't just football. This is volleyball.
It's volleyball.
And when you're talking about Tuesday nights, weekdays, those teams are coming back, 1 or 2 in the morning. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
We have
Coach
Chris.
Coach Anthony Chris here. You want to join us for a second? You want to preview? You want to
try?
You want to preview?
We're trying.
All right. He's gonna step away. It's always good to see Coach Chris. Say hi to him.
Yeah. So when you look at that aspect, having to drive back 4.5 hours on a Tuesday night, I think that might play a factor with the UIL decision. The other one, DeSoto. They have 5A numbers, but they typically opt up. I don't think we know yet what they're going to do. What are you kind of feeling there? They have 5A D1 numbers, but they could opt up again.
Well, and I think that with Cedar Hill and Lancaster also dropping down to 5A, I think this time they may stick with 5A. I don't think they're going to opt up this time. We'll find out at 9 o'clock. That is not common knowledge. I do know they already had to have informed the UIL. And then they have, I think, a week to file an appeal if they don't like their district. So we'll see.
We'll see, and hopefully we have Coach Claude Mathis on, but we'll see where DeSoto ends up.
Yep, he'll be one of hopefully a few. We got Brock head coach Billy Mathis, Alito head coach Robbie Jones going to be joining us not long after the release. Claude Mathis, and then we've been talking to a few others. So
yeah, hopefully we get a couple.
So. Guys, very, very informal video. Obviously, this is the first time we've ever gone live. First time from Realignment Day. We are 11 minutes from the release. Things are going to go crazy. The UIL website usually crashes at 9 o'clock on Realignment Day when it comes out. Hello, Uncle Jim. I see you.
Follow along. Please share. And then, just leave your comments, what you think is going to happen. And then, obviously, when the districts come out, just your thoughts about where your schools are going to land up. For me, another one that I want to see is Salina. They move up to 5A D2. They won the 4A D1 championship 2 years ago. Almost went to the state title game last year, coming up short against Stephenville. Last second field goal. But the thing with Salina is they could go Region 1 or Region 2. Now, if they're in Region 2, that's South Oak Cliffs region. So we could see like a regional final, regional semifinal.
Probably a regional semifinal, knowing how those districts are going to line up.
And I asked you this the other day about, because P&G, another giant, is in Region 2 now, but you have a feeling they're going to go back to Region 3?
It's very possible. I was shocked 2 years ago when they were put in Region 2. The Coastal Bend area right around there is not typically Region 2. Region 2 never really makes it further than North Houston, and that's really only for 6A. So, that area being in Region 2 last realignment was shocking for me. So I think P&G could go back to Region 3. I think that's likely, especially with how many teams are coming up from 4A, and especially in the Metroplex. So, but you have a very good point. There's a chance that Salina, P&G, and South Oak Cliff are all in the same region. That's going to be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at what's around Salina. You have someone like Anna, Frisco ISD is really close. Those schools are paired up right now in Region 1 and District 4. And so, Salina, that's a very good shot that Salina might end up in that district. But yeah, it'd be kind of fun to see Salina and South Oak Cliff in the same region, which is good and bad because now you're taking out a state title contender very early.
Yeah, that's true. And it'll be interesting to see what Salina looks like in the next coming years as well with everything that school's been going through. So
we gotta give a shout out to our man,
thanks, Mark.
Henry.
Yeah, I decided to go Classic Rangers. I matched the shirt better. Well, there was a little bit of debate about what hat I was going to wear for this. For those who don't know me, at the football state championships, I'm known for my Montreal Expos hat, and I decided to keep that sacred in the state championship, so no Expos hat for realignment day. By the way, I can report that the groundhog did in fact see his shadow, so we've got 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, we can't forget it's Groundhog Day.
Happy Groundhog Day, everybody.
I'll be definitely going home and watching some Bill Murray and the movie Groundhog Day. We see some comments again. Leave some comments. Yes, this is primarily football and volleyball. It's going to be the later sports will be announced at a later time. Typically with volleyball, it stays pretty close to basketball, soccer, and softball. But again, those sports will be announced at a later date. I also am interested in Stephenville, kind of outside the Metroplex, but you said that they're just on an island out there.
Yeah, they are.
And this last realignment, they traveled half an hour, hour and a half to 2 hours in their district. It's either that or maybe go west or go up to the Metroplex.
Well, the big thing with Stephenville's last district was it followed that 281 corridor that just goes down central Texas with Lampasas and Marble Falls. The big thing for Stephenville is that Brownwood is dropping a division. So, yeah, they're now completely on an island. They could stay with Lampasas or Marble Falls. They could come to the Metroplex and be with Alvarado, possibly Springtown. I just saw Brian Hewlett walk in here just a minute ago.
And Decatur. I mean, you're talking like 4 district title contenders in one district.
Yeah, that'd be a solid district. So, yeah, we're talking about Region 2 and 5A Division 2. We should be looking at a possible Region 1 and 4A Division 1.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one. Great question, Mark. I don't know. It depends on which district they go. I think if they go west, I think this district win streak lives to see another realignment. That's just my opinion. If they stay in the Metroplex and they get placed with North Crowley and Boswell and Crowley, who's been on the rise, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm not willing to make a prediction on that if they go to the Metroplex. But if they go west, I think we'll be right back here in 2 years talking about Alito's district win streak. What is going on with my sideburn right here?
Brian. Volleyball again is typically very close to basketball and softball, so yes, at least for 6A. 6A, I think all sports are like that, but when you start breaking up the district divisions in 5A and below, it's close, but there are some changes. But for Richland High School, it's going to be very close to volleyball. We're about 5 minutes away from the release. Finally, real quick, Nolan, because for Parker County, outside of Alito, maybe Springtown, is there anything that stands out to you that just might surprise you with your other schools?
Well, I got a few schools that are in a very weird position that their districts will hardly change if they change at all. I can think of Peaster and Millsap. Those are the two that stand out. Peaster head coach Trevor Owens is here. Thoughts and prayers are with Millsap head coach Jake Johnson, who's having some medical issues today, so he's not going to be able to make it to a coaches gathering. But coach, we love you. Our thoughts are with you. But Peaster and Millsap are in a position where their districts may not change at all, especially for Millsap, who went north to play Wichita Falls, City View, Holiday, Jacksboro, Henrietta, and Valley View. They could be in that same district again. Nothing will change for Millsap at that point. Or they could go south with Toller and Hamilton, who has been a non-district opponent of theirs in the recent years. They're going up to 3A Division II from 2A Division I, where they just won a state championship. So Millsap could be placed in that district with Dublin, Toller, and Hamilton possibly. So Millsap, it's about whether going north or south. With Peaster, it's going to be same district, or with Paradise and Boyd, or they're going to go west with Jim Ned, Clyde, Sweetwater. Those teams that have been playoff games for them in the recent years. So. Yeah, I think those are the two that stand out for me, and I think he's not going to like it, but I think we're going to be talking about Peaster going west. So Trevor Owens is probably not going to stick around the DFW
There's Coach
meeting
Billy Mathis,
very
he just
long.
walked in. Yeah, we're just minutes away.
We got a Billy Mathis appearance here. He's going to be joining us in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're just a couple minutes away from the official release, UIL Realignment 2026 to the 2028 year. Again, we'll have reactions from DFW and across the state. Hopefully, we'll get a couple coaches to get their thoughts about their new look. And of course, if you don't know, you can always see the new districts yourselves on the UIL website. Again, 9 a.m. just a couple minutes out. So exciting times. Just one of the most exciting days for you, and every 2 years. So.
This is the single most important day in Texas high school football right here, because the roadmap to Arlington is laid out. We know exactly what to expect and what the seasons are going to look like for the next 2 years. This is what starts everything. So, and there's nothing more fun than just blowing up your entire league and completely redrawing it just because you can. That's what makes Texas high school football so great. They're making an announcement here at Birdville. So we'll pause for a second.
Thank you. My name is Barry Norton. I'm the athletic director here at Birdville ISD, and on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Gail Stinson, we'd like to welcome you. I know it's a tough day for some. I know it's a tough day on nerves, I guess is a better way to put it. We have 300 packets. We'll pass them out here in just a minute. I'd like to get them to you early, but we got too many cameras here to watch, so at 9 o'clock it'll be popped up on top of it. Guys, I hope you've seen the QR codes where you can scan the QR codes for your games and all those things. I'd like to thank our technology department for making sure we have everything lined up. If we can help you with anything, we will certainly be glad to. I hope you got some coffee and something to eat, and I hope your day is fantastic. We will have, our ladies will be passing out in each group. This should be 4A and below, 5A in this group, and 6A down on that end. So we'll have people there to pass them out here in just a few minutes. And at 9 o'clock it should pop up, and at 9 o'clock we'll start passing out. Guys, listen to me. We have 300. We have 300 packets. Please take one for school, and we will be making copies in the back after that. So, again, best of luck today. Thank you.
All right, a little bit of procedures there from Birdville ISD, who's always very gracious host for Realignment Day. We have a bunch of coaches here today. This room is packed, it always is. I know the camera's facing us and we're recording it on a laptop, so we can't really pan and show, but this room is packed.
It is packed, yeah.
We're less than a minute away. Goss, why don't you go ahead and tell the folks a little bit about our partners.
Yeah, we'll take this time to real special shout out to one of our sponsors. Hey, looking to amp your fan gear fundraising, contact Gray Wolf Promotions. My man Bill Webb out there in Hurst, Texas, he does it the right way. You need t-shirts for your next high school season. You need some swag for your playoff run, hats, bags, and much more. Check out GrayWolfPromotions.com. Give them a call, 817-868-9653. Again, their website, GrayWolfPromotions.com, or email sales@GrayWolfPromotions.com. So we appreciate Gray Wolf and Bill Webb as
the alignments are live.
They are live now, ladies and gentlemen.
It is time. And Aledo is spared going west, Brian. Aledo is in a district with Arlington ISD, Granbury, and Weatherford.
Wow.
So it is Aledo, Arlington, Bowie, Sam Houston, Lamar, Martin, with Granbury and Weatherford. Aledo goes with Arlington ISD. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, I still had Arlington kind of out there in District 8.
District 2 is a 5-team district with the Midland Schools, the Odessas, and San Angelo Central, so spared from going west. And what I don't see is where Crowley and North Crowley ended up here in 6A.
Wow, North Crowley in District 11 with Duncanville.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. So they made a big I-20 South district right there. Mansfield High, Lake Ridge, North Crowley, Red Oak, Waxahachie, Duncanville, and Skyline.
And hey, look, I got one prediction right. Richardson ISD with Plano ISD. And Coppell jumps over 2 districts. They join District 7. And I am looking for Frisco-Wakeland. Frisco-Wakeland replaces Coppell in District 5 with the Denton ISD and Northville ISD Little Elm.
Easter does not go west like I thought. They will be in the same district minus Iowa Park. Here we go. Here's one that I was interested in. Springtown is in a district with Castleberry, Lake Dallas, Godley, Decatur, Carrollton, Ranchview, Aubrey, and Alvarado. What I don't see is where Stephenville went. And he changes to 4-6A. 4-6A is now Boswell, Keller Central, Timber Creek, all 3 Northwest, and South Lake Carroll. Where did Frisco Wakeland goes with Denton, Braswell, and Geyer. The Louisville schools. Wow, that's good for Wakeland. They avoid Prosper and Allen, and that tough district up there on Tollway. Haltom, where's Haltom? Haltom is in with Grand Prairie, U.S. Trinity, Bell, and the Irving schools. That is District 8, that's Region 1, 6A. All Day Division 1 I'm interested in. Wow, Azle being thrown in a district with Sherman. That's going to be a heck of a drive there. Sherman joins the district that Aledo and Granbury just left. That one still has Denton High, Denton Ryan, Fossil Ridge. Saginaw and Chisholm Trail are thrown in there. Brewer goes with Fort Worth ISD, something we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, kind of saw that. Okay, Richland and Birdville going to Region 2 with Highland Park, Carrollton, and Naaman Forest was, we were watching them because they opted up to 5A D1.
Here we go, Region 2, 5A Division 1, District 8 is Burleson, Centennial, Cedar Hill, Cleburne, DeSoto, Lancaster, Mansfield Legacy, Mansfield, Summit, and Midlothian.
Wow.
Poor Cleburne. Get locked in with Highland Park, last realignment, now they get DeSoto and Cedar Hill.
Yeah, tough break for them.
I'm looking for Stephenville here, I can't.
Stephenville, surely they didn't forget Stephenville.
I don't see him.
Stephenville, Region 3, District 12.
Oh my goodness gracious, Stephenville went to Region 3 with China Spring, Lampasas, and Marble Falls, so they stay on the 281 corridor. Wow. I did not see Region 3 coming for the Yellow Jackets. That's shocking. I don't really know what to say about that one. I haven't even seen yours yet, Coach.
Now it's a 16 district. Made it an 18 district or 17 district.
Not a lot of change, just added Iowa Park. District 4, though. Everybody else got pushed to Region 2.
Yeah.
Linrose, Hillsborough.
Linrose.
Yeah. Wow. I got Brock head coach Billy Mathis sent off to the side with his reaction. They're going to be going west a lot in the playoffs. South Grand Prairie's in with Halto, Mulus Trinity, and LD Bell.
Okay. Yeah, if you're just joining us again, realignment here. A little bit surprised with the Lido and Arlington ISD. North Crowley and Crowley High going to Region 2 with that Duncanville district.
Down at 6-man, not a lot of change for Pear and Witt for my Howard County folks. We've got a Grandview question here. Let's look for Grandview. Grandview is Region 2 with Keene, Mejia, Palmer, West, and Whitney. And Malakoff is in District 7, so that will be a regional rivalry once again. So they stay in Region 2. I know there's a lot of talk every realignment about whether or not Grandview or Malakoff goes to Region 3. Well, they're both Region 2. Yep, there it is. That's what I said. So Millsap doesn't even just go south; they go west. They're gonna. Millsap has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-team district with Toller, Rye Vista, Hamilton, Eastland, Dublin, Comanche, and Clifton. That is a wide-ranging district right there.
We were talking about Salina before. Salina's District 4, 5AD2 with Anna, Denison, Frisco ISD.
Easter has no change. Springtown is out of Fort Worth ISD for sure, so that's good. Yeah, once again, Easter has no change. They just dropped Iowa Park. They'll have the same district opponents. Springtown is in with Castleberry, Lake Dallas, Godley, Decatur, Carrollton, Ranchview, Aubrey, and Alvarado. So a little bit north, a little bit east for Springtown. Kennedale thrown in with Fort Worth ISD schools in 4A Division 1.
I know Coach Barrett is happy about that.
Kennedale's thrown in a district with the team that beat him in the first round of the playoffs at Eastern Hills. That'll be fun.
Gotta get some revenge there.
Yeah, we got coaches coming in a second. Yeah, sorry, man. Man, there's some interesting districts here for sure.
You see all the different boxes, and then you create something that like nobody projected.
Right.
Nobody had to tell you what's going with the playing schools.
Brewer is going with Fort Worth ISD.
Yeah, Brewers, Fort Worth ISD, District 4, 5AD1. Midlothian is District 8, 5AD1, along with Burleson Centennial, Cedar Hill, Cleveland, DeSoto, Lancaster, Mansfield Legacy, and Mansfield Summit.
Wow, Damon Forrest thrown in with Highland Park, Birdville, and Richland.
Tough break.
And then the 3 Carrollton schools in 5A Division 1.
San Angelo is District 2, 6A, Midland, Lee, Odessa Permian. Victoria, it should be very similar to softball. I don't see much change really for Brewer softball, but they'll make that official at a later date. So what would you say is the biggest shocker right now?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think it's good. I think it's the Cleveland, DeSoto, Cedar Hill district. That actually no, I'm gonna change that. It's the I-20 district of 6A. Duncanville, North
Yeah.
Crowley walks in. I think that is probably the biggest shocker for me right now.
Never thought Crowley would head that way.
Crowley, Skyline, Duncanville, Mansfield High, Lake Ridge, North Crowley, Red Oak, and Waxahachie. Yeah, I think that is.
DeMarcus Harris, the new coach, kind of got his work cut out there.
Oh yeah. Peaster has no change. They just dropped Iowa Park from the district. For those asking.
District 448D1. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
pretty
a
loaded.
loaded district.
Alvarado, Decatur, Springtown, that makes for some fun matchups.
Yeah, Chris, Peaster ended up same district, District 4 with Bowie, Boyd, Paradise, and Vernon. Just dropped Iowa Park.
Yeah, for Duncanville softball with 6A, it's a very similar district, so
Wow.
it's going to be that way for football, basketball, and volleyball.
How about this, man? Lano freaking flips regions. Lano is Region 1 in District 3 with Early, San Angelo, Texas Leadership, and Wall. That's a loaded district right there. I didn't even see that until just now. That's insane. That's a by-district matchup. That's same region for Peaster. So there you go, Chris. That's one to keep your eye on. Gunner ends up in a district with Pilot Point, Pottsboro, and Whitesboro. I'm not surprised by that one. Oh, here we go. Oh, he was going to join us. Looked like for a
Almost
second.
had Coach Chris on.
Any minute now, we should be having. I need to go find him, but we're going to be joined by Aledo head coach Robbie Jones and Brock head coach Billy Mathis. I got to go find that here in a second. I scheduled it for a 9:15, so hopefully they're looking for me.
Yeah, he was trying to stand back.
You want to go look for him already?
Yeah, I'm gonna go track him down.
All right, Nolan's going to go look for Coach Jones and Coach Mathis. Again, UIL Realignment Day already started off a little bit chaotic. Again, we appreciate you guys following along and watching. I also got my other computer here to the side trying to type up some of these districts. And you can check it out on my Facebook.
I would say they would have problems.
Appreciate you, Jason. As always, you do a great job out there at Triple Tech. Yeah, we're about 15 minutes past the release. Against some of the bullet points in 6A. We always thought Aledo might end up with Crowley ISD. Instead, Aledo, Granbury, and Weatherford are linked up with 5 Arlington schools out of District 36A. That means Boswell moves over to District 4 with South Lake Carroll, Northwest ISD, and Keller ISD. LD Bell and Eunice Trinity, who was in District 4, they move over to District 8
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to do right
with
now.
Haltom and Irving ISD. Irving ISD was in District 7 before. They get replaced by Plano ISD.
I'll call you.
So Plano West, Plano
No, I don't
East,
have
with
it.
the 4 Richardson schools plus Bell, Whereas before it was Dallas Jesuit in District 7. They moved over to District 6 with Allen, McKinney, Princeton, and Prosper.
Bobby Jones is making phone calls.
And finally, District 5, pretty much the same.
I'll be waiting patiently.
Instead, Wakeland replaces Coppell along with Geyer, Braswell, Little Elm, and Louisville ISD. Yeah, Kristen, you guys, lucky break there. You have to travel 3-4 hours for a district game. So, again, Aledo, Weatherford, and Arlington ISD. And if you missed it, again, somewhat of a surprise, North Crowley moving over all the way to District Region 2, excuse me, with Duncanville, Waxahachie. Not much change in District 10, 6A.
So what are the big moves for you?
Well, you tell me you got a 9 o'clock call and you ain't called.
I don't think I signed any box.
All right, well, here's it.
I've never done one of these.
There you go. Here's
Coach Chris.
yeah,
Anthony Chris.
good old Anthony Chris. Coach, what's the biggest shock for you right now?
That's a Frisco Central District.
I haven't looked at all of it. Of course, I went with the 5AD1 look at that, and I was shocked that the Fort Worth schools didn't go back with Saginaw. I think Fort Worth won in the deal. They won in the deal also with the playoff, reigning Brewer, but also only having to go against Ryan and Sherman and those guys up there. I'm not going to get on this show on a podcast and tell you guys I was right that Aledo wasn't going west. I was right.
You can say it. Yeah, you can say it.
I was right. Now, shocked about that they're driving all the way across. But remember, I told you guys before in our previous conversations that they'll do that. You'll drive. I was telling our Gossip, it won't make sense. Remember, Brian, I was telling you that don't go by this makes sense because it makes sense. So I know the guys in Arlington. I haven't had a chance to talk to them guys yet. But when I heard about it, Aledo, Granbury, and Weatherford are going to Arlington. Right? Is that correct? Yep. Yeah, Weatherford doesn't shock me because we used to be in the Weatherford when I was coaching. And so I guess if you really think about it, it's kind of the same thing. They just plug and play what they've done before. And so that is a loose Grand Prairie. And I guess for the Arlington guys, it's almost the same animal. Like, okay, we lost SGP and picked up Aledo. And then you lose Grand Prairie and Halton. So probably those guys' estimation based on what it is, like they're thinking, okay, we're going to be in a good shape. So, but just looking at the deal, I saw that I guess all the Fort Worth did opt up to 4AD1. I didn't get a chance to see that. And then I thought the Cedar Hill realignment was good with the Mansfields. We kind of called that. We kind of said that area was going to be married together. So I thought that was good. What I hadn't had a chance to look at is what I really intrigued by realignment. It's not so much the districts, it's the playoff matchups.
Oh, yeah.
It's the how do you get to the regionals, how do you get to the regional finals? Yeah. And I just thought that it was been some interesting matchups with these districts of what they're going to do. And I think everybody's pretty much pleased. I didn't hear the groans. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that it came out. And I walked back in the room, I was going like, I don't hear no groans, nobody running to, I used to run up to that wall and beat the wall. I didn't hear any of that. Guys is pretty much pleased with some stuff. Schedules are pretty much in sight. Had to get some scrimmages, but for the most part, it's going to be an interesting 26 season, 27 season.
All right, so 4AD1 Fort Worth altogether, Kennedale back in with ISD. They're Region 2, District 5. Talk about playoff matchups. District 6 is Dallas ISD. So you could have Fort Worth ISD versus Dallas ISD.
That's old school. That goes back to the late 70s, early 80s. How that goes.
I know Coach Barrett out there, Canada's kind of happy about coming back to Fort Worth.
Oh yeah, that's good. So that's some great things. So it's interesting. It's some good stuff. I would love to dig into this and look at it, but I'm just going by the mood of the room, walking around the room. Most guys are happy, I should say. That's frank now. I didn't see the big distressed people or looks on people's face. And Arlington again, 5AD2.
District 7 with Burleson, Corsicana, Ennis, Everman, Joshua, Mansfield, Timberview, and Midlothian Heritage.
Yes. Matter of fact, we kind of called that one too when we were having our previous conversation that we thought that they could happen, they could go back like it was. Because I think what the UIL did and considered, it looks like, is that they heard these superintendents about all this crazy travel that they did in the last one, like, Arlington Gain in the same district with Argyle. I mean, just the travel time, have to get charter buses. It looks like they try to have at least a heart about what we're going to do with travel, considering budgets, so that's what I'm looking at, that it's not overwhelming, nothing too crazy. What did Garland name in Forest Lane?
I just saw that one a second ago.
You just called that. Yeah.
And the Carrollton schools.
Yes. Now that we didn't see. We didn't see that one coming.
South Oak Cliff remains Region 2. We knew that. Salina goes to Region 1. So that would be a semifinal. And Port Neches Groves goes back to Region 3.
Saw that coming.
We teased
Oh,
that.
who's Salina with? I forgot about that.
Salina's in District 4 with Anna, Denison, Frisco High, Emerson, Independence, Memorial, Panther Creek, and Prosper Richland.
How many teams is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 9-team district.
9-team district. Gossett and I were talking about there was going to be a few 9-teamers. I was just, it's pretty good. So, got a lot to talk about. What you guys feeling on everything? Mr. Parker County, how we feel about the Bearcats?
I'm stunned. I didn't see Arlington ISD coming. Thinking about it right now, that's interesting. That's interesting competition for them. I'm trying to think right now because I'm assuming it'd probably be Bowie right now would be their toughest competition out of that.
Martin will be back.
Martin, you think Martin? Okay, Martin. You think Martin will be back?
Martin will be back.
Arlington High is always interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird for me, and I know someone's going to ask me about the district winning streak. I don't know. I gotta sit and think about this one for a minute because I did not prepare for Arlington at all. So
it would be a different animal for Alito is going to be as opposed to the 1 or 2 district games that you kind of figure like really one didn't Ryan. And then you figure Richland would put up a fight. You kind of figure those guys, Bird would put up a fight, but now you're looking at, okay, Bowie will put up a fight, Martin will put up a fight, Arlington High will put up a fight, Lamar will put up a fight. I mean, now it's and probably from the Alito standpoint, they probably welcome this at least week in and week out battle that they're going to have, to go to the, and I'm telling you, every now and then, when the last time have they played Weatherford?
it was a non-district game in 2021.
So to have that game mean something.
What?
Was it out there, Chop?
That was 2020 and 21 they played in Alito.
So that's going to be interesting. I know where you'll be that week.
Kind of have to.
It's going to be a pretty good ordeal. Granbury, the challenge for the Arlington schools, I think this is the furthest that they've had to travel for a district ball game. Prior to that is when Weatherford was in the district, which really was not that bad. But Granbury is a little trek from Arlington Lamar to Granbury, and it's going to be interesting. Anything else catch you guys' eyes?
Well, I just got a text from our friend Peyton Peterson saying Boswell lucked out. I'm not really
Oh,
sure.
what happened with that?
They are in with the Killers and Northwest and South Lake Carroll. So he didn't really luck out with Carroll, but everywhere else he kind of did.
Well, I kind of said that kind of would happen too a little bit to go around that way. So, what happened with North Crowley and Crowley?
They are in. You didn't see that one?
Duncanville.
Oh, we
No,
get to
I-
break this to you?
I haven't
Oh
seen
my
it.
goodness,
Duncanville,
District 11.
District 11.
Crowley and North Crowley are with Skyline, Duncanville, Mansfield, Lake Ridge, Red Oak, and Waxahachie.
How many teams?
That's 18 districts. All South I-20 corridors with the exception of Skyline.
So, once again, a craziness.
Yeah.
So, North Crowley and Crowley are going to drive past because we know we all did. We all put Alito in the district with North Crowley and Crowley and Granbury. And so when you guys do this in 28, you'll know, like, hey, we're not going to try to make sense. So that means, Crowley, North Carolina are going to drive past Arlington, through Arlington, to Duncanville, all the way to Waxahachie,
All the way to Red Oak.
all the way to Red Oak. Interesting.
We were supposed to have a joint interview with Robbie Jones and Billy Mathis. Billy is a very, very stressed man right now. I can see it on his face.
Who did he pick?
There's no change for them pretty much, except they gain Iowa Park because Iowa Park went up.
You want to try and get someone else on, or wait?
You what?
You want to try and get someone else on, or wait for
Because I look like right now they're all into
Coach
their
Chris sat
deals.
down. I'm enjoying this. I'm just,
They're all in
I
their
just
little
hope I'm able
deals
to get
now.
to my interview with Jones and Mathis.
Well, we're supposed to have Claude Mathis, so
Oh yeah, we got to
haven't
go
seen
find.
Claude.
We got to go find the other Mathis.
He's on the other
So,
end.
Yeah.
Maybe Coach Chris can chase him down.
'Cause
I know he's got probably a lot of interviews.
Yeah, he said he had one at 9:30. Like I was supposed to have a phone call with my wife at 9 o'clock, and she has not called.
Yeah, I agree. 358 Division II. I was looking at that too. That is a strange district. Argyle, Colleyville Heritage, Eagle Mountain, Grapevine, the Colony, Lucas, Lovejoy, and Nevada Community.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
16?
a big,
16, 17, how many is that?
17 district.
17 district, oh yeah.
But that stretches all the way from Eagle Mountain and Saginaw all the way up 121, very, very north, all the way to Lovejoy and Nevada Community. That's a far stretching district right there.
Yeah, but they're north at least. The way you go, instead of driving, because at some point you're going to have to pick somebody who's going to have to travel the way they're doing it. But I'm just thinking like Argyle, it might be. Now, Nevada, I don't think they've been in competition like that in a while. I'm not sure of their previous districts. So it's good. That's going to be good. That's I like it. So we got
The Keller schools are Fossil Ridge is in the same district with Denton Ryan. They just obviously dropped Alito and Granbury. And then the other Keller schools that are in 6A are in with Boswell, the Northwest schools, and South Lake Carroll. The Odessa schools, Sal, on your comment, they are as expected with both Midland schools and San Angelo Central. That's a 5-team district making up District 2 and 6A.
So just America, no. Somebody, this guy to my left said that wouldn't happen. Just so America would know.
That's what makes Realignment Day fun, though.
Oh, that's what makes it fun because, and that's the thing about it, it's all a prediction. And you know one thing I love about realignment? No one is ever 70% right.
Right.
No one ever nails it. And that's what's so fun about it, just to see how this is going to pass out, and then to see how competition is going to change. And then the path to like we were speaking about earlier, the path to the regional finals, and like I said, the path to the semifinals, and the path to the state championship is what you start looking for, looking at, okay, who's going to be the Region 2, Region 3, how's that going to stack up? Region 3, Region 4, how's that going to stack up? What is that looking like? So it's just a good feel, it's a good vibe. Interesting to see, like, district titles will be, and district streaks will be on the line. Playoff streaks will be on the line. Teams getting in. And the thing is, you guys, I give you a little insight from a coaching standpoint on this day. You immediately go back and start trying to look at the film that you can get on the guys that you haven't been in the district with. Because right now, you start planning. I know you're like, Coach Chris, it's February. Yeah, but you got to know. You start planning your off season, everything starts changing and tailoring around to these new guys you got to have. Not so much around your preseason games, but around your district games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Robbie Jones is going to be a busy man today getting all the film from Arlington ISD that he possibly can. Right. Because I don't think, playing someone from Arlington other than Seguin when we were in that district, I don't think it's ever crossed our minds. So,
right. It probably hasn't. It hasn't been a deal. And it was interesting when they were needing these games. I'm thinking about Alito needing these games, and everybody down who didn't want to play Alito, now you don't have a choice. You have to play Alito.
Right.
And it's going to be, I would just love to be in some of these district meetings. Because it's a new setting. You think about it for Alito from this standpoint, is that I can tell you right now, Arlington's going to run it. They're the majority. It's 5 of them. So and that's a different animal going into knowing that, okay, whatever those guys in Tarrant County, in the Arlington that's near Dallas say, is how it's going to happen. So that's going to be a different deal, and all of a sudden, because it happened to me, I was in one of those districts, and it became that they really didn't care about what you used to do. They didn't really care about how you've done it. When I say that, I'm talking about things like tiebreakers, plus and minus points, max points, all those kind of things that we always talking about around playoff time. I guarantee you, them 3 schools gonna come in and just say, whatever y'all want to do. That's the easiest way to do it. Whatever you guys want to do, because that's what's gonna happen anyway.
The other fun thing for me about this day is the non-district matchups that you end up finding. I mean, we're watching like handshake deals being made right now.
Yes.
I can go ahead and break one right now for my Parkland County folks that are watching this. I can reveal now week 1 Brock versus Springtown. So I get an Parkland County game there. Brian Hewlett and Billy Mathis were just discussing. I'm sure they were discussing where they're going to play first. That was a question I was going to have for Billy if we got him on, but I don't see where he went. I don't see him anymore. But yeah, so from a coach's perspective, I mean, like, what's that like? Just trying to fill your schedule because you keep asking me about the amount of teams in each district, and that's how many games you got to fill at the beginning of your schedule.
Because it's 2 things: games that I lost and games that I have to have. Going from having a bye week to not having a bye week, or having the same vice versa. Or I've never had a bye week. Now, when is my bye week is going to fall? So that's a lot of these things are being discussed at these tables right now. They go into the district alignments of who's drawing the numbers, when is your bye going to fall. Now, all of a sudden, I lost a game, or guess what? Now I got to pick up a game. Or it could be, okay, I had a game week 2, I'm in 19 district, but my bye falls week 4. Well, I guess what I can do, I can get a game that time because I didn't have one. And then choose your bye, be somewhere. Because now you've got another bye that was forced on you. And when do you want to fill that game? Who do you want to fill that game with? And you got to make sure now, the thing that gets dicey, I don't want to fill the game with a potential playoff opponent. Because before it was like, oh, you're never going to see those guys.
Right.
So now, especially when you move up in classification, all those things you got to think about. And so those are the things that's going on right now in these discussions, looking at, like, I got pulled aside twice by a coach, not asking me about their district, asking me about the playoff alignment. Okay, so what does it look like for this? What does it look like in this? How are we going to do this? So that's what we want to be able to do. I say, oh, look, you should be fine. Now what they're looking at is potential playoff runs. Before, sometimes you looked at like, it don't matter. It don't matter. This district going to get swept. And what I did see while I was at least glancing at this, very few districts did I see that they're going to sweep their opponent in the bye district. It's going to be some interesting district matchups. So where did South Bend Prairie and Grand Prairie go?
They went with, I just had that.
They went with LD Bell, Trinity, and Irving, District 8.
Oh, that's a long time ago. That's how it used to be a long time ago.
Yeah, so 3 Irvings, Bell, Halton, and Reynolds Trinity. That's where the Grand Prairies are.
Oh, that's way back. That's when you were in school.
Not that.
When you were like elementary school. So that's things like that where those are the interesting things. Like the Irvings are, okay, so the Richardsons, and those are the things you're looking at. Okay, now the Richardsons, they have a different animal that they probably have to take on now. And you're looking at what happened in the Garland situation.
Garland in
6A.
6A is put with Wiley and Wiley East, and that filled out the district. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 team district. Everybody in Garland minus Naaman Forest and Wiley and Wiley East. That's District 9.
So they're back to a regular 18 district. So for instance, Nolan, what happened there was they've been dealing with always having buys. So now they wasn't thinking that way. Now they had to go find games.
Right.
I know the coach from Lake Centennial needed a week 3. So that's the thing that you have to desperately do it, because if you don't get it today, more than likely you're going to end up traveling for that game. That's why you'll see people scattering like, hey, close the deal. And now you become a little desperate, and you're not as, you don't have a hard stance like you used to. It's like, I need a big three. If I don't take this team, I don't care because I am not going to Lufkin, or I'm not going to Houston, or I'm not trying to go to Oklahoma and play, or way out to Odessa or Midland to play a game. So now you want to take those games where you are, get them filled, and just go with it.
Another thing, they got a big screen in front of us. Another thing that I've been looking at right now, 4A Division I that I didn't mention. Not only is Springtown finally out of the Fort Worth ISD district, but they're back in Region 1. And I'm sure Brian Hewlett's a very happy man about that.
You've been calling for that.
Yeah.
For a couple of years now.
I have been calling for that. I don't know why it happened in the first place with Springtown and Decatur being put in Fort Worth ISD last time, when Castleberry and Lake Worth were just sitting right there in another district. So that's very good for Springtown. I'm sure Brian Hewlett's very happy.
Then they were Lake Dallas.
With Lake Dallas, yep.
I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah. Castleberry, Godley, Decatur, Branchview, Aubrey, and Alvarado.
It's a long drive for a district game.
Yep.
Okay.
And
who's
did
this
you
one?
see Stephenville?
Oh, they go west.
Did you see Stephenville in Region 3, District 12, Marble Falls, Lampasas,
Region 3?
and Burnett. Yep. Stephenville's in Region 3.
Oh, but they making them go south.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were talking about that at the top of the show. We were wondering about what was going to happen with that.
So who that matchup with in the? They're going back to state, right? Just glancing at it.
Yeah, I mean, who in Region 3 is going to stand in their way?
I looked at Region 4. I'm looking at Region 4. Oh, Corpus Christi Miller went back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be somebody from Corpus Christi that got stand
Miller.
in their way.
Yeah, Miller is usually they've been playing 5A, so to come back down to 4A, they take a breath after dealing with their 5A monster. Okay. It's starting to thin out. Everybody got their games.
Yep.
Guys, I enjoy being on here with you guys. Let me see if I can go find you guys to talk to.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Anthony Chris, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you, Coach.
A little coaching insight from
Yeah.
Realignment Day. It's always good to talk to him.
Brother over there. You don't want to talk to
He's going to go see if he can fetch us somebody.
Coach Mathis.
Yeah, I can see
Billy's
it.
over there.
Yeah, but he looks like a stressed out man right now. I kind of don't want to bug him. He was not happy about the number of teams in his district. He needed at least one more. So we'll see. I know I got tipped off by a few of my Parker County teams about non-district matchups, but I have to confirm with them.
It's a good time for another.
Man, the schedule we came up with is shot. We are not getting.
You got another time for another ad read?
Yeah, I can do one. Gossett standing up, so while Coach Chris is out looking to get us someone to talk to, let me tell you about Team Sports Consulting Group. I'd like to shout out one of our partners. Relational Science is the fastest growing competitive advantage in sports. Try it for free today with Team Sports Consulting Group. The need to strengthen and expedite relationships is greater than ever, and Team Sports Consulting Group is the best around. Powerful insights, immediate application, and proven results. Check teamsportsconsultinggroup.com or following along across all social media platforms. That's Team Sports Consulting Group. A lot of y'all talking about the Aledo and Weatherford rivalry being resumed. Parker County Peach Classic is back. I think they saw it coming. I think that was the given. no matter what happened, I think we all kind of knew that Aledo and Weatherford were going to be paired together no matter what. Looks like. Oh, never mind. And looks like Goss got somebody for us. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Cody Slater.
Nice to meet you, Coach.
Nice to meet you.
Coach Cody Slater from Benbrook. Coach, instant reaction. What do you think about your new district?
Well, I tell you, kind of shocker, honestly. I kind of thought it was going to be us 7, but I also thought that they would stick Castleberry in there because they were inside the loop. But we got an old foe of Kennedale that we played before when we were up there before.
Yeah, Coach Barrett.
Yeah, so he was kind of looking forward to that. That's what we got. So.
Yeah, what's kind of your feeling of opting out?
You know, we really didn't have a say in the matter. It was one of those deals where we were told that this is what we're going to do as a district, and so you know, when you're told what to do, so you just follow along and say, all right, let's go and get your kids ready to compete. And, you know, that's all we've been trying to do since offseason started, to get ready to play up. And you know, the thing that's, you know, I guess is different about it is, you know, you're going to have schools that you go compete against. It's going to have, you know, 500 more kids than you've got in the building to choose from, but that's one of those deals, you know. Don't make an excuse, just find a way to get around it.
You know, talk about some of the district games you've played over the last 2 years and how that might help translate to this
I
new district.
think the district we've been in is just probably one of the best in the state of Texas. You know, with Glen Rose, Godley, and those guys every year. You know, you play a good Glen Rose, Cliff Watkins team, you're going to be ready to play anybody in the state of Texas. And so, you know, I think that's going to help us. I think immensely. Because we've been in there and went through those battles and trials, and then also been able to get out and face, you know, good Mineral Wells team, Coach Morrell's building that up from the ground up and bringing them back, and then, you know, facing the Midland Greenwood team, and so I think it'll help us immensely get ready, you know.
And I want to get your thoughts on this. It's now a decade of Benbrook officially. I remember going out there with the Star Telegram, that first varsity practice.
Yep.
What was it, August 2016?
2014 we got there, and 16 we joined the UIL.
16. So, I mean, just talk about, because you've been there all throughout, just this journey and the progression of this football program.
Man, it's just taking it. I tell you, the first few years are really tough. You know, you're taking a program from the ground up, basically, and trying to put it all together, and to find out, you know, that you know, your strength levels weren't very good, your speed levels weren't very good, and your numbers weren't very good. But you know, it was one of those deals where it's all, you know, we're progression based and process oriented. And so kids bought in, and you know, we felt like we put a good product on the field every year. You know, last 4 or 5 years, we got it to where it needs to be. We're just still trying to get over the top and get it to, you know, to be an elite program. You know, so that's what we'll continue to do until we get there.
And I don't know if you have to get in this photo.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get a
Can you
full-size
share-
picture.
Can you share real quick, non-district?
Non-district, we're going to open up in the first week with Trimble Tech, and then we're going to be we'll be playing Gainesville week 2, and we'll go Castleberry week 3, and then of course we'll either have a bye or start district play, you know, depending on where we stick the bye and stuff. So
Awesome. I want you to get in this footwork picture.
it's fine.
Coach Slater's too cool for the
Someone
picture.
will
No.
Photoshop you in there.
You'll have to Photoshop me in.
We didn't want you in it anyway.
Coach, talk about, you know, you were talking about the playoff teams that you faced in the past few years and the competition that has helped build your program. Now you got new company. You're in Region 2. You're heading east in the postseason. Just what's your overall thought on that?
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know much about Carter, Conrad, Hudson's, Kimball, Lincoln, Pinkston, Roosevelt, Spruce, or North Dallas. I mean, we have seen some film on North Dallas and maybe Conrad on film, but I don't know much about that Dallas district, honestly. I really don't. You know, we played Ferris We played them before in district play, and then in the non-district play before since I've been in there. But in Waxahachie Life, but those other teams will be all new, to us for sure.
That's obviously a tough region. That's where that region's been very battle tested. I cover Springtown, so I mean I know their playoff run has not been easy.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
especially there in District 7, that's going to be the teams that come out of there are going to be tough.
I was a Kaufman line at one time in my life.
Really?
I do know that they have some good football, some good kids and good football talent out there in East Texas. So
Absolutely.
And then my old trainer from Wichita Falls, Hershey, he's in Tyler Chapel Hill, and so I know those guys can play some football out there. So it'll be definitely something to look forward to. Hopefully we can get through we'll be battle tested and we can get out of our district, because it's going to be a hard one to get out of this year, especially as Eastern Hills. They've done a good job over there, and Southwest is on the rise. And so Dunbar does a good job every year, and Coach Baird's going to have the Wildcats ready. So.
All right, well, Coach Slater, we appreciate it.
I
Always good to
appreciate
see you.
Yes,
Great
sir.
job what
Thanks,
you're doing
Coach.
out there.
Appreciate
with
y'all.
Benbrook, so.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for all y'all do.
Thank you. That was Coach Cody Slater with Benbrook Bobcats. Appreciate his time. We are coming up on the hour.
I'm going to see if I can track down Jones now.
We still had quite a few coaches here. See if we can get another coach on. Want to join us? Want to join us? Huh? Got my buddy Matt.
So you wanted me to help you on around like 10:15?
Okay.
Yeah.
My buddy Matt Welsh here.
What's up?
No, just letting the people know who's in front of me.
Yeah.
Matt Welsh with Star Local Media. Yeah, again, if you manage to stay on for the last 45 minutes to an hour, appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the comments. We try to get to most all of them. Dominic, will the alignment start today? No, this is for 2026, 2027 school year, and then 2027-28 school year. Yeah, thank you for all the comments. Try to get to all of them. Again, if you check out my Facebook page, Gossip41. I'm trying to copy and paste most of the districts for football and volleyball on there. So ask me what you think. Any shockers?
This just in, I think Robbie Jones has left the building.
Which we thought would happen.
Yeah. So I have eyes on Billy Mathis. I'll wave him over in a second. Oh no, there he is. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let me go. Let me
Can I get
grab
Mathis?
Coach Mathis too.
We have Robbie Jones with the Lido. Try to do a 2-for-1 here with Nolan Ruth, Robbie Jones from Lido, and Billy Mathis from Brock.
Grab a seat, Coach. It's all yours. Coach Mathis.
How are you?
I was scrambling looking for games.
Well, stunner, Arlington ISD. What's your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, kind of stunner. We weren't expecting to be with the Arlington schools, but are we live or something?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we weren't expecting the Arlington schools, so it was kind of a shock, which opened up the possibility of playing the Crowley schools in recent months.
So you kind of tease your non-district games for me. Can we confirm those now?
They changed up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we were originally scheduled to play Ryan. Ryan dropped us. So week one, we're going to go with North Crowley.
Okay, wow.
We just set
There
that
you go.
game- We just set that game up a minute ago. Waco Midway, week 2. Week 3 is Trinity. So, not the easiest of preseason.
Well, yeah, but you're known for that. You both are actually known for that. I had a list of questions for you. Coach Mathis, your initial reaction to your district. He didn't really change much about your district.
No, we didn't change much. They added Iowa Park in there for Eagle Mountain. I was hoping we were going to be in at least a 7-team district. We're in 6 teams, so still looking for non-district games. Still looking for weeks 4 and 5. So hopefully I'll have that nailed down here pretty soon. I had a week 4. It was Decatur, but Decatur went to an 18 district, so they are, they don't need a week 4 anymore. So right now we've got Springtown, Anna, Midland Christian. So we'll go.
That's tough.
Go from there.
You guys are familiar with each other. Y'all been on the same staff before. Do y'all follow each other during the season? Are you paying attention to his scores?
We do, because we got so many little kids that are over there playing at rock, and I'll keep up with those kids. No, I'm not kidding. No, and we still talk on the phone from time to time, especially when you get to playoffs and we're talking about officials.
A lot of official talks.
Well, guys that we've had, officiated our games, he's asking about them, the same thing. We'll try to talk about, make sure we get good officials for games.
A lot of similarities. Of course, doing 7-on-7 and all that stuff together. It's fun. Yeah, we have. You go work with guys for 8-10 years. We got a lot of similarities, so we're always talking. And of course, living so close to each other, a lot of us go to the same church together and see each other out in town and stuff. I'm always good, a good advice giver for marriage advice and stuff like that. They call me a lot about stuff like that.
Y'all are no stranger to the big stage, obviously. Coach Mathis, you having been the defensive coordinator at Toledo all those years ago, and Coach Jones, you've been there just about as long as I've been alive.
Right.
I
I think I was at your 5th birthday.
I think you were actually. Yeah. In y'all's mind, what makes a championship football program?
I think the consistency that we've had through the years in the program. We've had the same coaches.
Y'all need a 4 or 5?
The faces.
What y'all need?
Coach getting the game on.
Yeah.
But we've kept the program consistent.
We're good for
leadership
4 if
may have
y'all are.
changed, but we've kept it the same throughout the years, and that's
Brock?
the key. And then plus you have good kids, good families that support the program. That's one of the big keys is you have to have a community and parents that support your program. And we got that in Toledo, so it's made us so we've been able to keep that success going. Coach Mathis picked up a week 4 game.
Yeah, this is what's fun about Realignment Day. I mean, you're watching
got
live
it
coverage
already
of Billy
set
Mathis
up.
trying to land Alvarado in a non-district game.
Heck no, we're playing. We already got Midland Christian with 3.
I reached out to some people when I secured y'all for the interview, and some people want to know what's something you both come from the Tim Buchanan coaching tree. What's something about his philosophy or something he told you that stuck with you and shaped you as a coach?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
that'll be on top.
I'm not. That's a good question. I just, we try to do the things, like Coach Buchanan
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Good seeing you, man.
because it was successful. You can't come in and try to change the entire program just because, okay, now I'm the head guy. We try to do things the way Coach Buchanan did them to maintain that success at Toledo, and I'm sure that's what Billy did when he got to Brock. He's trying to, mold the Brock program after what Coach Buchanan established at Toledo. There's all kinds of us. Pretty much basically everything we do, was established by Tim Buchanan.
Coach, the question was coming from the Tim Buchanan coaching tree. What was something about his philosophy or something he told you that stuck with you as a coach? Hold on. Yeah, got to get another game.
Yeah, get another game. And I'm going to have to get out of here in
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
second because we're actually going to Arlington to meet as a district. So we're supposed to be there at 10:30.
Absolutely. It's 9:55. Last question for you. How do you navigate the rise in classification?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're treating it the same. We're going about business as usual. We just realize that we've got to continue to improve our program so that we're at the where we were in 6A. When we leave 5A, we're kind of at the top. Now we're in 6A. We want to get ourselves back up to that spot.
Yeah. You know, coming from, you know, the Coach Buchanan, you know, coaching tree, right? You know, he came from a great coaching tree, and you know, just like Coach Jones said, man, you try to take all the good that you learned from him and add it in there, and the bad that we learned from him, try to get rid of that type of stuff. So the good was always more than the bad. No, it's good. You know, the biggest thing I know Coach Jones said a while ago about keeping the championship program is consistency. And, you know, whether it's off-season consistency, the kids being consistent, coaches being consistent, you know, all the buzzwords, you know, you're going to build relationships and all that, but you can't do that if you're not consistent. And, you know, that's, you look at any program from the NFL down, you know, when you keep coaches together, you keep things, you know, going the same way. It's just like having a great offense. Great offenses don't have to do anything wild. They've got to be consistent. You got to move the football, whether it's, you know, getting first down. So, you know, that's the biggest deal for us, too.
Coaches,
I got to
enjoyed
get out
it.
of here.
Yep. Y'all got a busy day ahead.
We're going to Arlington to meet with the Arlington schools.
I didn't even see what district y'all went into.
We're with all the Arlingtons.
Are y'all really?
Weatherford, Granbury, and the Arlington schools.
Man, good luck to you, Coach.
Look, y'all. How many more games you need?
2, 4, and 5.
Oh, this is live coverage of Billy Matt
sorry,
trying
buddy.
to track games. No, you're good, Coach. Coach, best of luck to you.
I'm sweating, man.
I know it's a busy day.
It was a good day. It was a good day, though, man. I appreciate you guys setting this thing up and
Absolutely.
being here. Wish I didn't have this jacket with me. I'm about to sweat to death.
That was Aledo head coach Robbie Jones and Brock head coach Billy Mathis. I played under both of them. I don't like to talk about my career, though. They're both busy guys. I'll keep my eyes on them too, because it looks like they're trying to land a couple extra non-district games. They got Glenn Rose coach talking. I don't know where Gossett went. Matt Welsh, would you like to talk a little bit about Frisco? Yeah. Come on. Yeah, come on, brother. Matt Welsh here with Star Local Media. Gossett looked like he was about to rejoin us. Now he's standing up again.
Good, yeah. It's finally starting to clear out a little bit.
Yeah. So, instant reaction, man, because, you know, there's a lot of hype around, especially Frisco Wakeland, I think was the biggest story for
Yeah,
your area.
I know.
What's the big takeaway there?
I mean, with Wakeland, there was going to be one or two outcomes. It was just a matter of where you're going to kind of draw the line in the sand with where they would go. It was either going to be a more Collin County centric district with your Allens, your McKinneys, your Prospers, or it was going to be what wound up happening, and that's they're going to be with the Louisville ISD schools and Denton ISD, which I look at and just firsthand. I mean, that looks like pound for pound one of the most well-rounded athletics districts
Absolutely.
in the area. And I know there's some apprehension on the Wakeland side about making this move. How did it happen? How did Wakeland slip through the cracks and get up to 6A? And it'll probably only be for 2 years, but I do think that there are a number of sports where they're just built right away to contend in, whether it's in their girls basketball team, the soccer programs are among the best in the state, their football team is coming off its winningest season in a minute. I think that's definitely a district where they can, in multiple sports, contend for playoff spots.
What do you think about Dallas Jesuit being added in with Allen and the McKinneys?
They're one of those, because Jesuit's not tethered to anybody, so that's like, it feels like their scenery changes every time you get out here. And they've been in a district with the Allens and the McKinneys before. In whatever district they're in, they just strengthen the boys' side of things because they're just so strong across the board in football, basketball, baseball, soccer. I personally love Jesuit being in a district like that because I think they have one of the best student sections in all of high school sports. I've never been to a Jesuit home game for basketball. Their kids show out for that. So I'm going to look forward to being able to, cover some road games at Jesuit now. But yeah, that district looks kind of similar to the to the current 6XA allotment, except you just you throw out the 3 Plano schools and you bring in Walnut Grove, who blew up so much over the last 2 years, ballooning all the way from 5A Division II now up to 6A, and then just Jesuit. You kind of threw a dart against the wall, and I guess that's where they get to go for the next couple of years.
Any 5A takeaways? I know that not a lot was shocking there with Frisco ISD staying together aside from Wakeland.
The biggest, so it's not a football storyline, but for the non-football sports, the Frisco schools are in separate regions now. which is kind of odd, just given the geography of it all. So let me see if I can track down. Yeah, here. So
Volleyball.
Yeah. So like you have for volleyball and basketball and the like. So you have Lone Star, Panther Creek, and Reedy are going to be in Region 1, and then the other Frisco schools are all in Region 2. So you're used to those schools kind of cannibalizing each other throughout the postseason over here in Region 2. You would always get Frisco versus Frisco in the first round, almost seemingly in all 4 matchups. But now, like they would only meet each other theoretically in the state semifinals.
That's
for some of
insane.
these. So yeah, it's kind of a bizarre geographic subplot to this, but yeah, no, I mean that's it's Frisco ISD. No matter what district they're in, it's
I
going to be.
wonder what Gossett thinks about that. If we can get him to sit back down for a minute.
Yeah, I know. So did you see this with Frisco and the non-football sports? Like they're in separate regions now. So yeah, you have like Lone Star, Panther Creek, and Reedy alongside the Colony, Prosper, Richland. They're in Region 1 now, and then the remaining Frisco schools, they're in Region 2. So all of this Frisco ISD, cannibalizing each other in the first and third and fourth rounds and whatnot. These schools won't see these schools potentially until the state semifinals now.
Well, that's very interesting.
And obviously on my end, though, the Salina domino today was the other big one. They've known this day was coming for a while with how much that area has been blowing up and the all but inevitable move up to 5A. And they get, for actually like a lot of the mocks had, kind of teams like Lovejoy and Anna for their football district, and then maybe more Frisco schools for the basketball district, kind of being the exact opposite. Where
that was what was shocking for me is Lovejoy going south down 121
that's a weird
all the way
district.
to Eagle Mountain.
That is a weird district that covers I just lifted how many miles that entire district covers.
That's too much math for me to do off the
Lovejoy
spot. But
after
and the Veda community is even further
Yeah.
east, so that's a weird district, and they're going all the way to Saginaw, Eagle Mountain. So,
But that's a good for Salina geographically. That's probably the best outcome they could have hoped for, given how long some of those commutes have been for them in recent years. But their football district, them and Anna, and was it Denison, and then the Frisco ISD schools in D2. So Frisco, Emerson, Independence, Memorial, Panther Creek, which is good because they've developed a nice little rivalry with Panther Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets to continue now. And then Prosper Richland, which was they were kind of like what Walnut Grove was 2 years ago, coming off a 3-win season and then being built this district that on paper looks like kind of a bloodbath.
Right.
But hey, we'll see how that shakes out. But the Salina domino with that, I think that's a good district for them to kind of get their feet wet in 5A.
the thing about Salina that we were talking about at the top of the show when we first went live was the possibility of going Region 2 and ending up with South Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
Now they avoid that region, so that's a state semifinal if Salina can in fact go on that run.
But you just look at what else is in that region, though, and you would assume all roads tend to run through Argyle in that region right now, and that would be Argyle and Salina had once upon a time that was actually a pretty nice little game.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Argyle was still in 4A.
That would definitely be fun. Definitely be fun.
And same thing with them and Anna. Right before Anna made the jump to 5A, them and Salina got a nice little thing going.
Oh yeah, I caught that game a couple of times. It was fun.
That's still the one that they played 2 years ago. Was I think the quadruple overtime game? That's still that's still on the short list of the best high school football games I've ever seen.
What was the one I went to? It wasn't the year Anna won state. I think it was the year before. And they hadn't beaten Salina in 20 something
That's right.
years.
Yeah, it was a huge upset at the time.
And Salina missed a field goal as time expired, and Anna won. And I was at that one. That one was fun.
And then they got him again in the playoffs in the regional semis, I believe. Yeah, that was kind of the first signs of this Anna renaissance and just them really breaking out. And it kind of came at the expense of Salina, who in 4A was always the bully on the block and the kind of the team that everybody was gunning for. And now they're it's a complete change of scenery. Obviously, they've got a lot to figure out within their own program and having to find a new head coach and whatnot. So a lot of questions as to what Salina is actually going to look like next fall. But I think that should be a pretty fun district for folks in that community to kind of get their feet wet and find out.
Well, Matt, thanks for joining me. I don't know if Brian's going to want to talk to you. I'm going to take a bathroom break like he left me for a minute, so I'll be back.
Just trying to see what coaches are still around here.
That's wild. I guess it's when those districts drop and you start I had to go and key in all these districts to our website. Even that had me out of breath. I'm just this day is just such a madhouse. It was such a good time. One of my favorite days on the high school sports calendar.
Yeah, I mean, I figured Plano was going to go with Richardson, which you said hasn't been done.
The year right before I started at the paper, not to date myself, but 2008 was the last time that Plano ISD and Richardson ISD were in the same district. And I think a lot of the projections had that, and talking to the Plano folks, they at least were able to prepare for that scenario now. And while I'm sure from the fan standpoint, the football fans probably aren't shedding tears not seeing Allen or Prosper on their schedules anymore, the coaches still viewed those games as sort of like the benchmark games on their schedule, and kind of gauging yourself against two of the absolute best programs in the state. So I think they were actually probably a little bummed to not have those on the schedule anymore. But it will still be a pretty quality district. A lot of those, Lake Highlands, Richardson had a heck of a season last year. All those programs have been in the playoffs recently, and then you add the domino of Capel, which I don't think any projections had Capel, being lumped in with that district, and definitely a nice, fun little surprise.
Yeah, that is kind of strange to me about the whole Frisco volleyball district.
I know, let's say the UIL has their methodology, and it seems odd that these schools that are all 5 to 10 minutes away from each other.
Because they just flopped Frisco, one of the Frisco districts, with Colleyville, Grapevine, Richland, and Birdville. So that is so odd.
What's your thoughts on just the Wakeland draw and thinking of?
I never thought. I mean, I thought for sure they'd be locked in with Prosper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, geographically it could have worked out. I mean, any number of I would say either they go in this district with the other Collin County schools, or geographically they're kind of smack dab in the middle of a lot of that stuff.
Wiley was not expecting to leave.
Yeah, no, I don't know who in Capel would have. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody had.
Yeah, Wakeland pretty much took Capel's place.
Yeah.
I mean, football-wise, it's Geyer and Hebron. Marcus usually in the mix.
Louisville's. No, that football district's still going to be quality.
I mean,
top to bottom.
volleyball-wise, Flower Mound, Hebron. That's going to be fun. Rivalry the next 2 years.
When I was talking with Chase, who covers Wakeland for us at Star, he's just like the non-football ramifications, but like the soccer district with that
Flower
one now.
Mound, Wakeland?
With Louisville ISD and programs that
Marcus?
Annually contend for state championships. Wakeland, who's the most accomplished soccer program in the entire state.
In general, this might be one of the best districts in the state.
It's
because normally we've seen in volleyball where it was kind of top heavy. Flower Mound, Hebron, then there was a drop. We had Wakeland now.
Yeah, there's no nights off in 5-6A. I was telling Sid Nolan, I think pound for pound, that could be the most well-rounded across all sports athletics district in the area.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Now, is there a sense that Wakeland, they're going to be 6A for a while? Or?
I mean, you would think, given just the blowback that they've received, to where you have, I think the article that the DMN did even have a politician weighing in on this. You would imagine that they're going to leave no stones unturned and trying to rezone things to where, because obviously that's the purpose of the model, why they approach things the way that they do, so they can try to keep all of their schools confined in the same classification.
Now, is Frisco done with high schools?
That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, you never say never with a city like that.
12 or 13?
I think it's 12 now. It's and they almost got them all into the same umbrella, because Panther Creek made the jump up to 5A. But somehow Wakeland slipped through the cracks. But
so I don't know if Nolan asked you this, but who's the one or two teams that benefited from tonight?
Who benefited? Let's see. I look at this District 7, 6A, and a team like Capel, which, again, was kind of the wild card in this, but you got to think, looking at the competition they've been up against in 5, 6A with those other Louisville ISD schools, the Denton schools, they're still good enough to hang with them, but there were so many sports where you essentially had five teams that were all capable of making the playoffs and going several rounds deep, but somebody has to miss out on it.
Yeah.
And there were times when, a great team gets the short end of the stick there, and I think putting them with the Plano schools who they have familiarity with, sharing the same district in 6A over, for the last 6 years, And then the Richland schools, I think Capel's got a chance, and I think Capel has a chance to make some pretty decent headway in that district. And there's certain sports where the Richland schools are going to be stronger in some sports than others. But Capel, which is a very well-rounded athletics program in its own right, you'd be hard-pressed to find a sport where Capel won't be in the mix in some capacity. I would say they jump out as a winner. Let's see if we comb through this here.
Yeah, in terms of
It's pretty competitive otherwise. Yes, it is.
in terms of volleyball, District 6, you got Denton and Ryan. They're no longer with Grapevine and Colleyville, Burkeville.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Denton's one of those that's been kind of off our radar. I know the basketball programs are going and flowing
girls
right now.
basketball for sure. And Denton, the boys basketball is doing fantastic.
Yeah. Prosper Richland's going to be kind of a fun wild card, just if nothing else, because if you look at like how Walnut Grove, how quickly they acclimated, and like the football program went 3-7. I remember being there 2 years ago, talking with head coach Tommy Allison right after they learned of the district that put him in there with Anna, Lovejoy, and Emerson, and you're thinking that this is an absolute death march for them, and then they proceeded to go. I think it was like 15-1 or something in that district in 2 years. So now that's not to say that Richland's going to make as seamless a transition, but you're already seeing in a number of sports at the 4A level that their basketball and volleyball teams are being plenty competitive with the Salinas and the Annas and the Aubreys of that classification, and how much their student body is already growing. That's a program that I think has a chance to maybe make some headway in District 6 5A in the non-football sports.
I see where District 10 is still pretty much the same with East Texas. So I thought maybe they bounce back. It's just weird kind of covering, District 9.
Oh yeah, it's
District
those schools.
10.
Yeah, for the first round, those schools always end up playing, the 10-5A schools like 3 hours away, and that's kind of a beating for them. But because with District 9 5A, at least in the non-football sports,
Yeah, I kind of thought they would jump back to District 13. But, they were.
Yeah.
But the Melissa district was District 13 a couple years ago.
It's a lot of the same, except now you add Salina to the mix, and said Nevada community as well.
Yeah. Those would be some fun ones. Of course, like I'm thinking softball.
Yeah.
You
No
Walnut
doubt.
Grove. They moved up.
From a softball standpoint, that could be.
Yeah, Walnut Grove in District 6, even though they're it's 6A now.
They're already good enough to be. That's the thing is, like, for a lot of these schools that are making this jump, for as much, like they're already accustomed to it in a sense, because for their preseason schedules, like Salina schedules nothing but like 5As and 6As during their preseason, because it's hard for them to find 4As that want to play them. So like for these schools like Walnut Grove's kind of in the same boat. The schools that are making this jump in classification, they're already plenty accustomed to the level of competition they'll be going in, just because of how they've stacked up their preseason schedules in recent years.
Yeah, I'm thinking softball, and you lose. You take up Plano East and Plano West. Always good, so that kind of benefits them.
It's because with Prosper, what they've had going right now, they won that district last season. Allen's been a consistent playoff program. McKinney Boyd's a program that's getting much better under their new head coach Joe Nicholas.
It'll be interesting with Prosper because they after roster went to Richland.
That is true. Yeah, is that a lot of sports? They do end up.
But hey, I didn't expect them to win district last year. So.
No. Now, Walnut Grove is like them and Wakeman both. I think they both finished top 5 in the Lone Star Cup standings last season, which is the UIL, is basically like the nice tightest summation of who the most well-rounded athletics programs in the state are. And I think, I get the apprehension on the Wakeman side about playing schools that are much bigger and whatnot. They avoid. It does put them though in a district where they do avoid having to play like an Allen, who's it's like 3 times their enrollment, I'm sure. But that's. I think those schools. I think, like I said, Walnut Grove making the jump to 6A, Wakeland. I think there's a number of sports where those schools are positioned to contend, immediately.
Well, awesome. Great insight as always.
Appreciate it, man. I'm tired. It's been a busy day.
Got to get up early, especially probably for you. Decent drive.
Oh yeah, it was a 50-minute drive from Garland out here. But yeah, no, I wouldn't miss it, man. This is my, again, not to date myself, but this is my 9th time doing this. So
Okay.
which means
9 times 2.
yeah, which means I'm pretty much a fossil at this point in this industry. But yeah, no, this is one of my favorite days on the high school sports calendar. They always throw a curveball or two.
Always.
This is one of, I know like some regions, like this is kind of a formality, like yeah, it's the same guys you go against every year, but there's always, within Collin County, Denton County, and a Star Local Media's coverage area, there's always some stuff that just goes completely against what anybody thought. It's just fun seeing that stuff firsthand and just the domino effects and everybody scrambling to figure out, kind of how to adjust to it all, and it's a pretty fun day.
Awesome.
Awesome, bro.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Always,
Not a
man.
problem, man. Y'all take care.
All right, that was Matt Welsh, Star Local Media. As looks like we're about to be wrapping up here. Again, let us know just where your school's headed and any surprises, shocks. We're looking at travel, maybe future playoff games. When we wrap up here, we'll have our reactions. You can find it online too, jamesportsmedia.com. As far as coaches, I think we're done with coaches. They're all kind of headed out.
I'm back. Interesting point that someone just texted me and pointed out to me about Aledo in their new district is that Aledo is the second smallest enrollment in that district, so they are locked in Division II no matter what.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Our watcher count is dwindling, but that's fine. We're coming to the end of this anyway.
Like for Aledo, I kind of think of volleyball too, and it's like probably won't happen, but you could have Aledo Salt Lake Carroll round 1.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, they're both D2, so.
Not if they both win the district, though.
Right. Which, I mean, honestly, I think Aledo heavy favorite to win volleyball. Well, you want to wrap it up with some final thoughts, maybe?
Man, what a day. Real quick, I do want to say something that we hadn't said yet. I was just talking to the Brock coaching staff, and I saw this. Carthage stayed Region 2, which isn't shocking, but I thought there was a possibility they went Region 3. But look at that district. Carthage, Gilmer, Longview, Spring Hill, and Texarkana, Pleasant Grove. That is a stacked district.
Wow. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Region 2, oh man, I feel so sorry for Lake Worth and Chrome and Glen Rose. Goodness gracious. District 8 might sweep everybody out of that playoff bracket by the third round.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's a really good chance.
That's an insane
really
district.
Can't see being. I'd probably say Glen Rose is closest, but yeah.
So that was shocking. My final thought is, the whole story for me was Aledo and Weatherford going to Arlington ISD. Other than that, there wasn't a lot of change.
Yeah.
Azle is in a very similar district. Springtown getting moved out of Fort Worth ISD was a good thing. I like that one. I'll probably do something about that story-wise. Not a lot of change for Brock or Peaster or but Millsap. Millsap was the change. Millsap went south, like I said they could. They joined. Let me double check, but they are joining Toller, and it's a large district too, which you don't really get in 3A Division II.
This yours, man?
Yep. Yeah, Millsap is no longer in the district to the north of Holiday, Jacksboro, and Henrietta. They're in with Clifton, Comanche, Dublin, Eastland, Hamilton, reigning 2A Division I state champion, Rio Vista, and Toller. So that's a stacked district, and when I get the chance, I'm going to reach out to Jake Johnson because I know he's gonna have thoughts. He was saying though he wanted Hamilton, so I'm sure he'll be happy about it.
All right, well, I guess that's a good time to wrap it up here. Should we
Fun
do
day.
one more?
It's all you, man.
Have you done another one? Or we
It's
just
up to
done-
you. I did team sports consulting.
Okay. Yeah, let's give a couple more shout outs to our partners before we wrap it up here. Speaking of volleyball, Big Daddy Media is top of the line when it comes to sports broadcasting and live stream from high schools in the Metroplex to colleges such as Austin College, University of Dallas, and Concordia. My very good friend Chuck McCotta, the CEO and co-owner of Big Daddy Media. Been calling games in Texas for over 2 decades. Their mission has always been to connect with audiences of their favorite teams. Follow Big Daddy Media across all social media platforms, including at Big D Media on Twitter. Quick shout out to VV Athletics. You can contact them if you're going through an injury or struggling with a mental block. VVAthletics.com or email hello@VVAthletics.com. And finally, K9 Resorts, new doggy daycare, K9 Resort. You won't find anything like it in Justin, Texas. K9 Resort, they offer boarding, daycare, and grooming services for man's best friend in honor of number 9, Ashley Fouts, Elizabeth and Bill Fouts. And their staff will make sure your doggy's taken care of with playtime, treats, and more. So when you're trying to plan for your next vacation and need help with your dogs, check out k9resort.com or give them a call 940-946-4444. Well, we appreciate again tuning in and sharing the comments. Thank you to Matt Welsh, Star Local Media. Thanks to all our guests today. Thanks to all the comments. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Fun day. Now we just have to wait for this for 2 more years, but let's not forget we still have the spring semester to go, and no district change there. We still have the same districts. This will start in fall 2026. So we'll wrap it up here, and again, check us out, gmsportsmedia.com. We'll have some stories and reactions on there, and it'll be a good time. We appreciate you all supporting us.
Yo, Adrian, I did it.
There you go, Adrian. All right, thanks all. I'm Brian Gossett. He's Nolan Ruth. Again, gmsportsmedia.com. We appreciate you guys.